have you noticed that Nish has pretty much gained himself a little sidekick? As a sidekick? A sidekick. A sidekick.
A sidekick?
Character who essentially just reacts to everything he does. That in the form of Priya, who pretty much just... Mate, it's like Scrappy Doo. Like, you know, she sees Nish do something and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing, Nish?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna ruin her whole fucking family." And then they both go, it's just fucking. That's how they work.
He's like, so what? He's like fucking Scooby Doo. Rattle, a ruin her wife, or for me, Pinky and the Brain. Nish is Pinky and Priya's the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. Pinky
Whatever
and
works.
The Brain.
All cat dog, you know.
Or Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, but they're not fighting each other. But I suppose...
or Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Muttley, yeah. Just fucking. But yeah, and why has this happened? And the Reddit says why, but this has become... Well, because Nish's family wants fucking nothing to do with him. Ravi and Nish haven't interacted since Christmas. Suki and Nish are getting through the divorce. Vinny has barely really... He's not really said anything to him so much. So now Nish's only real family is the extended one, that being Priya and Avani and Nugget, I guess. Who, you know, he has given Priya and Avani a house as family and, you know, has given her a job as well. So, all things considered, a pretty good fucking game. And it says, because Nish has no friends on the square, they've made Priya his no confidant. Their dynamic is amusing. Here's to more mischief making from Nish. Nav is fabulous and lights up the screen, and it has gotten to where I'm disappointed if he's not in an episode. He has been really good. And I do wonder how it's going to fucking... I wonder how it's gonna play out in the 39th anniversary. Like,
again, I just want like Nish and Priya. It's Priya, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah, I just want Nish and Priya to... Excuse me. I just want them to do a bank robbery together. Wouldn't that be funny? Like, even for the Children's in Need episode, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Because you can do them funny skits for Children's in Need. Because if you do it on EastEnders, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? This is a very serious show. How fucking dare you?
Checking the piss out of my serious soap. I mean, I was thinking about the other day. I'm just like, man, I feel like Priya should really get something to do, because she does just push the story on a bit, but she doesn't really have any like personal plans. Like, she slept with Peter, and then she was scheming to get money off Suki, and now she's just Nish's sidekick. And I would love to see her do something a bit more, because, well, you know, the serious stuff she did with Ravi was pretty fucking good. Oh. No, it's fine.
Everything good?
Yeah. Like, the serious stuff she did with Ravi was really good. They had really good chemistry. But it's just not really shown up since she joined. You know? Like, since she's been here, she's not fucking done much. But, like, I guess in a way I'm happy because it means she gets more screen time. But as a whole, I'm kind of worried for the character because it feels like she's just going to get forgotten in the shuffle despite being pretty fucking good. What do you reckon? Do you like Priya?
I love Priya's iteration now. I say that like she's been there for 5 years. But I love the fact that she's like... is bitch a right word?
Yes.
But it's just a snobby bitch, like, aha, you would always have a man like Nish. Look at the fucking muscles on him, he's a sexy man. I love that. I love that she's basically like, Kat, you're a slut. Something like that. Well, not in those words, but essentially like that. And Kat's like, well, hold on here. If one's a slut, you're the slut. And then they just have the quote Joy Styles. Sorry, I can't do it like Joey Styles, but If you know, you know.
It never really gets picked up on the microphone anyways. So
Yeah.
it's like whenever you
So
tell the Christmas 2017 story, the snore never gets picked up.
I know.
Niche never does. It never happens. Carry on.
But yeah, I do love it. Like, I do love it. I do think they're like a cartoon couple. A cartoon couple, a cartoon dynamic,
Like
like
pairing, yeah.
Barney and Fred Flintstone, um, Barney Gumble, I believe his name is, and also, or Peter and Quagmire, or Homer and Bart, or Yogi Bear and Boo Boo Bear. imagine go around stealing picnic baskets. Hey, Priya, we're gonna steal the Constitution.
Steal some picnic baskets, boo boo. It's fucking. Don't. I'm not boo boo. Fuck up.
We're gonna steal the Constitution. What? We're in England. Yeah, it was rigged. Come on.
But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Now let's see what people think about it, just to keep this moving onwards. Someone says Priya is the biggest yes man ever. Someone says, of course she is. She's getting a free house for her and her kid. Very true. British stability. You'd love it. Obviously, it was teased at the start that she was going to try get with Nish, but it's kind of fallen to the wayside as Nish has kind of taken on, like, I was going to say bigger conquests, but that's pretty fucking, like, you know, he's decided to go a different way, but where now he's with Kat. And someone comments this saying, I thought she wanted him for herself. It was surprising to see her encouraging his fling with Kat. Still not sure what her plan is. I don't know if Priya has a plan. I think she just likes causing chaos at this point. I think that's just her. That's her shtick. Says someone else says, I like how Priya gives him a bit of sass every now and again without really understanding who she's dealing with. I could see her saying the wrong thing at some point and then it going very wrong for her. I don't think Nish is going to murder her. I'll be real with you. That's what, reading between the lines, something really bad's going to happen to her. She's not going to get murdered. I think she's safe from Nish. I don't think Nish will kill again, personally. I really don't think that's where they take it.
One murder suicide, you never know.
No, it's not happening. That's not. I think that Nish will get. I personally think Nish is going to get implicated in Keanu's death. And obviously, because he now owns the cafe, I think it'll be a really interesting way to be like, you've got a dead body in your cafe. And he seemed to attack you the night that he left. Care to explain why you've got a dead body of a man who attacked you? You've got history. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the 40th anniversary Nish versus the Six fucking court case, big trial. You know, will they get away with it?
And don't forget, they also have Denise's necklace, so they can be like, you know, this necklace belongs to someone. Why do you have it?
Yeah.
But do you know the problem to do go with Nish versus the 6 women for the 40th anniversary?
Yeah.
You know I'm not cheering for the 6 women. You know that.
Yeah, but that's the good part, though. That's the exciting part.
I'd be Team Nish.
I don't want to see him go.
Do you know like how people do fan shirts for like Phil and Grant, like from the 80s, do like Phil, and it's like 80s font, like GTA Vice City. I want a Nish shirt that is like Nish. It's just pictures of Nav and Chowdy. Just fucking give me it.
And yeah, so I will just say though, obviously not a lot of people know Nish's history, right? Not a lot of people know that A, Nish killed a man in a jealous rage, and B, he tried to kill Eve. So it's always like knowing who you're crossing, and nobody really knows how possibly bad Nish could have been. And fucking ooh, Jesus Christ. Point being, he is... I don't know, it's that charm, right? Nish has a fucking ridiculous charm where he knows how he comes across and manages to fucking smooth over the cracks, even if someone's a little bit put off. And that's a part of the intrigue of the character, because, you know, he plays a really, like, he's a fucking massive piece of shit. I love him, you know? Like, domestic abuser, murderer, fucking controlling manipulator. Still love him, like. Still really entertaining. And someone says, despite how vile Nish can be, he can also be fun. It needs to maintain a balance and not be overly dark. It's basically what I coined the other... It's probably like a couple of months ago at this point. But like Nish in a worst time of the show would probably be more like Grey Atkins. But because of the quality of the actor and the writing being much better, he's now this interesting, complex, fucking multi-layered, like, near narcissist, but also smart enough to not ruffle all feathers.
He would definitely be a murderer in the past.
Well, it's not even the fact that he'd just be a murderer. It's just that he'd be that, like, very kind of wooden fucking...
The Steve motherfucking Blackman of the square.
Grey was interesting, but he was very cold. He was very wooden. And that's fine, because it fit the character. He was a narcissist trying to fit in who didn't work. But yeah, it was a bit one note in the end.
Yeah, and then obviously he murdered like 3 people. He didn't get caught by killing Kush. I think it was Kush, because the cameras weren't working.
Yeah.
Which I love. I know this about Nish, but I love that.
The bloody CCTV wasn't on. It's like, what?
You have to admit, it's one of the funniest excuses ever. It's like, wait, he just killed a man and your CCTV footage is not on. I know this is England, but I think you can pay for security cameras. You have certain pensioners out there to work at fucking 65. I think you can afford security cameras.
Yeah, it's also the Tube in London. Like, it's a pretty fucking important... It's a pretty important fucking time. But yeah, just to generally wrap this up, someone says simply, was hoping that Priya was going to have a more impactful role based on how she was introduced. She has no relationships with anyone outside her immediate household and just occasionally annoys others on the square. She's almost like one of the kids, and I thought she'd have more scenes with Ravi or others her age. It's entertaining for now, but I hope they don't reduce her to a joke character. Yeah, it's always the risk when you have a character like this where they stay very much within... It's like Theo. Like, Theo was a bit shit because he only affected the Slaters. And I was expecting to see more of Theo at some point. But it seems that really underwhelming exit where he's just off in Scotland is a fucking... Is the end note of Theo in the show. Now, he could be hanging around for longer, but considering he was fucking nominated for Villain of the Year somewhere, like, fuck me. But that's the point of being, you can't have a character who's too disconnected from everyone, because ultimately then they don't affect anybody else if they want to leave, and they're no longer as important as other characters may be. It's why Gina being meshed in with everyone, just like stuff with Jay, stuff with Peter, like with Cindy and, you know, Elaine and fucking George and fucking Dean, Linda, like fully integrated into the square. Whereas, you know, other characters don't really get that same amount of like love, for example. But yeah, Nish and his little sidekick, a fun little duo for now. But will it develop into anything more? Only time will tell. What do you think about it? Tell us in the comment section down below. And make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment telling us what you think. As always, we do have four things to plug before the end. So five things actually, we missed the other one. We have One More Match 182, a wrestling channel where we cover WWE CW and maybe some other things eventually. We have a Patreon, a Coffee, and YouTube memberships, all of which are different ways to support us. Whichever one works for you is whichever one works for us. One's monthly, one's a one-time, and the other's monthly. And finally, we have a Discord where if you want to discuss any videos with us or ideas or just what you think about the episodes, go ahead and join the Discord. We've been watching Walford. Thank you for watching. Join us in the next one. Bye-bye.